He's probably more around 5'8", 5'10", somewhere in that area, which Michael Bublé is 5'10", Tony Bennett is only 5'7", but still to me the clues for him seem a lot like they would probably reference Tony Bennett more than any of the other people I've thought of. Excuse me. And see, I didn't really notice anything new for Kitty. Oh, Elephant's clues. Now, he got unmasked on this episode, but I did notice in his clues, and this might give something away for people who haven't already watched episode 4 of season 3, I don't know, but I did notice in his clues that shortly after they do the stop clue thing, by the stop sign, there's like the guys in the black suits that are running around, and there's usually like 4 of them, and like 3 of them are like running around, and when they go stop, they stop, and then they kind of take off walking, and the other guy kind of jumps up in the air, hangs for a while, and then moves himself a little bit forward. And I was like, oh, that's a skate jump. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that the first time I watched it, or I might have gotten who it was. Probably not, but maybe. But so that was like the only new thing that I noticed in his, but I did notice a lot of the clues on his when I originally watched it. And now, let's see, I've talked about Taco, Kitty, Mouse, Elephant. Oh my gosh. I know there's Banana left. Trying to remember if there's someone else that I haven't talked about already. Mouse, Taco, Kitty, Elephant. Oh wow, like this group only had 2 females in it, I believe. There was Mouse and Kitty were the females. Taco, Banana, Elephant. Taco, Banana, Elephant. This is embarrassing. I can't remember who the 4th guy character is. Taco, Banana, Elephant. Okay, maybe it'll come to me in a minute. Probably not, but maybe. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what I discovered about Banana in his clues. Okay, so when they're given the clues, there are these 2 guys running around behind him that have like dark green, real dark green wigs, and I'm looking at them going, did he maybe do something on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Like, weren't the people on theirs, like the Oompa Loompas, wasn't their hair a really dark green like that? But I couldn't remember. And so when he was singing his song, there were those same people that had the dark green hair, and I'm going, maybe it's a reference to green. And I remembered that, I believe it was Robin Thicke, thought at one point that maybe Turtle might possibly be Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day. And as I have said in past videos, the Turtle said that he's always had to be the good one, which led me to be like, Billie Joe Armstrong has always kind of been known as being a rebel, in my opinion, so I'm pretty sure that's not him. However, on the Banana note, I couldn't really find any reference to him for the blowfish thing, but Green Day has recorded a lot of party songs, and like they're kind of known for attending parties, so the Who Did a Party part could definitely refer to Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day. The dark green hair could not only refer to Green Day, but at one point Billie Joe Armstrong had his hair dyed that exact same shade of green. That's the really dark, like forest green type color. And so I was doing some research on Billie Joe Armstrong, and as y'all might remember, the Banana made the comment that when he was asked if he had always wanted to be the Banana by Nick Cannon, he said that when he works out, his child hands him a banana, his kid, however he referred to it, and Billie Joe Armstrong does have 2 kids. So, and there was also the cowboy hat, like a straw cowboy hat, and my thought on when I originally was like, oh, maybe Banana could be Billie Joe Armstrong, was he doesn't wear cowboy hats. And then so I Googled, and surprisingly, I found several pictures of Billie Joe Armstrong wearing a straw cowboy hat. And I'm going, well, I guess that would be a clue for him that a lot of people probably would not know. And so as I looked further into it, like, you know, you just Google someone's name and it pulls up information about that person, like where they're born and different stuff like that. And my son's acquaintance a while ago said something about Billie Joe Armstrong being born in Oakdale, California, or something like that. Well, according to everything I saw on the internet, Saturday on our way home from my nephew's birthday party, Billie Joe Armstrong was born in, wait for it, Rodeo, California. So he's like, I keep having trouble remembering exactly how he phrased it, but it was something along the lines of, I'm acting like this is my first rodeo, or something like that, or like I've never been to the rodeo, or something like that. So we were all taking that, myself included, as a rodeo clue. And like, I was thinking, you know, Cowboy Hat is probably a country singer, but I had thought about Ted Nugent possibly, in addition to the actual country singers that I thought of. And now that I know that Billie Joe Armstrong wore a straw hat and had the green hair and was born in Rodeo, California, I'm strongly leaning toward him. It occurred to me that I do have the characters written down in my notebook here, so I'm going to look and see. I know I'm forgetting one of these characters that I haven't even spoke about at all. Oh yes, Frog. Duh. I'm pretty sure he was the first one to perform, but I can't remember what he is. I'm sorry, Frog. You did an awesome job performing, and I love your costume. No offense, please. But I'm still leaning toward Frog being T.I., whose real name is Clifford Harris Jr. And I had discovered that... I had discovered that the 1996 Olympics were in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where T.I. lives. I was thinking he grew up there, but I'm not sure whether that's actually true or not, but that's where he has his career, and he's about the right height. There was a reference made to Flash, which I never did actually look into. He made a reference to that he had spent some time away from his career, and we all know that T.I. has actually done time in jail. So during his time that he was in jail, he could not perform. And I also discovered when I was doing research about some of these characters that, I almost said Frog. I'm sure he's T.I. Anyway, but I discovered that T.I. actually started his rap career in Atlanta, Georgia in 1996, I believe, which is the same year that the Olympics were there. Hold on a second and let me double check, because I keep trying to say 1989 was the Olympic thing, but I'm pretty sure it was 1996. Oh, I didn't even write it. Oh, yeah, 1996 Olympics. So, yes, I discovered while I was doing my research that Frog started... Frog. See, I did it again. I'm so sure Frog is T.I. T.I., just tell us that you're Frog. But anyway, just kidding. I know they can't tell. But I discovered that T.I. started his rap career in Atlanta, Georgia in 1996, which was the same year that the Olympics were held there. And he started it by collaborating with I almost said country singer, with the rapper Big Country. So, and he is out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm seriously thinking that Frog is T.I. I could be wrong about that. Anything is possible. And, you know, since I really didn't pick up on any other clues for Kitty whenever I rewatched, I'm still leaning toward her being Kate Bosworth. I know my sister said, I don't recall if I had already told you guys this or not, but she said that the moon and telescope, I think I might have, the moon and telescope and wizard from there. Look, it's my dog Damon. He's a little bit cold. But she told me that that moon, telescope, and wizard thing, which I was taking as all being having different meaning, referring to something different. She told me that that's from movie that was on Mystery Science Theater, which is called Santa Claus. That's a Mexican movie. And I didn't really see anyone on that cast that I thought that would probably be Kitty, but I thought maybe that referred to Mystery Science Theater in general. And I can't think of any. I mean, they show all sorts of movies on there, so that's kind of a wide reference if that is what it is. And they could show clues for days of stuff that, like, most people probably would not know are connected to Mystery Science Theater unless they're as huge of a fan of it as my sister is. I used to watch it a lot, but it's been a while since I've seen very much of it. But it seemed like, oh yeah, there were some can-can dancers in the background, which made me think Vegas for a while, and maybe she was a dancer in Vegas, which took me to whenever one of the judges said that they thought maybe it was Julianne Hough. And I was like, it could be, but I don't know. And also for a second I was like, well, maybe Britney Spears or Celine Dion, because they both performed in Vegas. And like I said, Kitty said, I'm showing people something they've never seen before. And we all took that to mean that she's not a singer, but that's not what she said. I know that she's not Cher because she's simply not tall enough to be Cher. I believe Cher is like 5'8", possibly even 5'9". And I would say Kitty is probably at the tallest, 5'4", 5'5", somewhere in there. But when I rewatched it, I was like, I need more clues on Kitty. Give me something that I can really, really use that's going to be like, oh, this is who this person is. And I just didn't really see anything like that. There were probably things in there that if you're the right person, you would be like, oh, I know exactly who that is. But no, nothing clicked like that for me, except the fact that the costume does have a blue eye and a green eye, which, as far as I know, is not very common in cats. It's very common in dogs, and it's pretty rare in people. And so, you know, I'm still leaning toward Kate Bosworth because she has the hazel eye that sometimes looks greenish. And actually, from what I have seen in pictures of her eyes, like one of them is basically green with brown at the bottom, and the other one is blue. So I'm still leaning toward her on that, and I don't know whether she's ever done any singing even in like movies, or if she's done any musicals or anything like that. She probably has. Most actors at some point in their career have done like Broadway or a musical during high school and stuff. Speaking of a musical during high school and stuff, that reminds me. There was a little bit of stuff that I was thinking about Turtle that I wanted to mention. I had thought that perhaps Turtle could be Nick Jonas based on that he said that he's always had to be the good one. And I realized while listening to Pandora, when I was having trouble sleeping this morning, that Nick Jonas is actually going to be a judge on The Voice this season for the first time. And I'm not sure how live it's recorded, but the season starts tonight. So since The Voice is running concurrently, I mean, I suppose if they're both filming in like the Los Angeles area, which they probably are, it could still be him. But I don't know. Now I'm kind of leaning toward that it's probably not him. But I had thought at one point, like, a lot of the clues are pointing toward I almost said Elijah Wood. I don't know where that came from, but they're pointing toward Zac Efron from High School Musical. And I got to thinking, like, I guess he was sort of kind of considered a good kid on there, but in my opinion, the one that played the kid on there that was more good, though his sister tried to make him bad, was Lucas Grabeel. So I don't know what any of the clues would really have to have to do with him, would have to do with him. And I'm trying to remember, I had discovered, you know, that he said something about taking things step by step, and everyone was like the judges and stuff, oh, that's not a Backstreet Boy, that's a New Kids on the Block song. So some of them were like, Jenny, this is your husband and you don't even know it. And as much as I would like for that to be true, I would love to see Donnie Wahlberg on there. I'm leaning more towards the other, like I can't remember if there was an album maybe called Step by Step or a movie, but that made me think, not sure how much of a good boy he's been known to be. I just now happen to think about the Step Up movies, and it could possibly be like Channing Tatum or someone. They've had some really, really big names on there this season, but yeah, I know I'm kind of all over the place with with Turtle this season, so I'll have to wait and see who he is, and I'll probably end up being wrong about it. But I think there's just like, they gave so many clues for him on the first couple of episodes, and so there's like so many people, like they're clues, but they're general clues, you know, like the hamburger and surfing, like California, almost everyone surfs, you know, and everyone eats hamburgers. A lot of celebrities have hamburgers named after them or are part owners in a hamburger place or something like that. So those are clues that like they could refer to a whole lot of people. So I keep going back to the he always had to be the good guy thing, you know. I know there are some other things about him that it seems like I should remember. Let me see what I have here in my notes about him. Oh, actually, probably nothing, because I started to, oh, actually, yes, I do. I do have some stuff in here. Oh, yeah, it was that when he sang his second song, I'm like, I know that voice. I really, really know that voice, but I can't figure out who it is. And that was what had me thinking for a while, maybe Adam Lambert or John Legend. And now that I think about it, John Legend is not on The Voice this season. But he's the one that I couldn't find. Like, to me, he didn't match most of the clues that they had given for Turtle. So I did watch all the High School Musical movies, as I've said before, so it could be anyone from High School Musical, Corbin Bleu, Zac Efron, the guy that played for Zeke, I cannot think of his name right now, Lucas Graybill, any of the guys from High School Musical, I should say. And I had thought at one point it could possibly have been Jason Marsden, because when I listened to a couple of the songs that he sang, like he sang a song on an anime that he did some voiceovers for, and to me it sounded a lot like the voice of the turtle, but I'm thinking he's someone more, like his voice really jumped out at me whenever I was watching episode 2, I'm pretty sure it was, and then I went back and watched the Kiss by a Rose. I never can remember what that song is called, but I went back and watched that episode and was like, yeah, I know that voice. I can't place it, and I'm not real sure why, but just all of a sudden I kind of thought John Bon Jovi. He's from New Jersey, but he is known for surfing. And so I may go back and watch the 3 episodes that have Turtle on them and see what I think about the possibility of him being John Bon Jovi. Though I also, again, pretty sure he was not really known for being the good guy. So, yeah, that one makes me go, I don't know. And then it also takes me back to Donnie Wahlberg, who plays for a cop on Blue Bloods and has generally played for the good guy in movies. So, and he said that's about to change, so maybe he has a role in something where he's not going to be a cop or some good guy. Because, like, Zac Efron, now that I think about it, played for Ted Bundy. So, although he himself might have always been known as the good guy, he has already had some roles where he played for people who weren't so nice. But I guess I'm going to leave it at that. I got off a little off track and back on Group A instead of Group B, but mostly just Turtle, because he's a puzzle to me. Kangaroo is also still a puzzle to me, but I think I'll just wait and watch, see what she has to offer in the top 9. See if I can maybe place who she is. I'm once again leaning toward either Iggy Azalea or Lindsay Lohan for her, and we'll just have to see what comes of that. But the video, as usual, is turning out to be longer than I had intended for it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and go. Everyone have a nice, whatever time of day or night it is in your part of the world, and make a difference. Show compassion, love, respect, and understanding to all. Have a good one, and I will see you next time. Like if you would like, subscribe if you would like. Keep watching my videos, and I am going to post some more of those truck driver training school videos soon. I had intended to do that quite a bit sooner. My son has been downloading games and our internet isn't the fastest, and my data on my phone isn't the fastest either. So I will keep uploading those. Those are from Crowder College when I went to school for CFI truck driving. So I ended up not going all the way through, but I did go up to about halfway through the second week, so there's quite a bit of information there about what's included in the classes and like what goes on at the school in general. So I will upload some more of those probably later this week. I do, have a job, and I have stuff that I have to do besides YouTube stuff, so I'm going to sign off now, and keep it real, people. Make the difference in the world.